everybody. Good morning, and I hope you've had a good day so far. This is a simple presentation by me, Patricia, but you can always call me Patty, because that's everyone calls me. Hey, have you ever seen your mom and dad sit at the table with a pile of bills and find themselves really annoyed by how much things cost? This is normally what happens to me at home, as you can see, if you can see it.
Oh my God, it's so expensive.
Look at the price of all the electricity they've been using. Even kids don't have money for college now because the bills are rising so rapidly. Well, wind energy can definitely help cut down your costs from your electricity bills. Using the wind turbine, you don't have to pay a cent to produce your own energy. Well, despite the fact you might have to first buy the wind turbine, build it, connect the wires, which could waste your bit of your time, but think about it. Being environmentally friendly and saving your own money at the same time, not having to see the bill every single month, that's being awesome. Now, just before I say anything else, I'd like to ask you all a question. What is wind power? Do you guys know anything about renewable energy? Well, have a think about it. I will give you 5 seconds, starting now. Think. What is wind power? Time's up! Now, you guys probably refer to wind energy as the thingy on top of the mountain that looks like a stick with a bunch of sticks turning. That's what you guys probably think of the wind turbine. Well, you're halfway right, but there's much more than you think there is. Simply put, wind power is simply wind being converted into usable energy we use in our everyday lives. Like what? Well, such as warm showers, massage chairs, and even heater blankets. Well, this form of energy is called renewable energy. You know, and this source of energy is called renewable energy because it can be used again, and again, and again. Wind has been a natural source Mother Nature has offered us. Why electricity is something we need to generate ourselves. This process of converting natural sources into our needs through specially designed devices is called renewable energy, as mentioned before. As if you weren't listening, you wouldn't happen to know, so I'm telling you again. With today's modern technologically advanced turbines, a 1 megawatt wind turbine, and does anyone know what a megawatt is? Well, if none of you know, a megawatt is actually a form of measuring energy. Now, a 1 megawatt turbine can support 350 average households in the US. Now, it does make sense. It can, but if you think about it, an average household in the US is actually 2 to 3 times bigger than an average household in Hong Kong. So if 350 households times 2, we would be able to support 700 households in Hong Kong with just 1 wind turbine. That's cool. Now, a little bit of history on the wind turbine, or the wind power. The first windmills appeared in Persia, used for pumping water into either water stations or into houses, or for grinding grain. The first windmills appeared in 500 to 900 AD. Windmills in the Western world, though, have evolved most in the year 1390, because there's this clever Dutchman. He cleverly separated the windmill into 3 layers. One for his family to live on, one for storing grain, and one for removing chaff off of grain. And what is chaff? Chaff is the husk of a rice, which means the crunchy part of a rice you do not want to eat. Now, what are some advantages of wind power? Well, obviously. It's clean, renewable energy. The actual turbine only takes up a little bit of space, and the land around the turbine can still be used for farming and grazing, which means preserving farmland and the environment. Now, what are some disadvantages though? If the wind isn't blowing all the time, the production of the wind could be of the electricity could be inconsistent, resulting in the need for a backup power plant. So the power is still distributed to the other households. Another thing, people may dislike the look of the wind turbine because it looks ugly with 3 things spinning round and round each day, and the changes it makes to their surroundings. And now for this exciting part. My 2 projects I've been working on for the past week, the pico turbine and the windmill generator. I'll first talk about this pico turbine. Well, pico sort of means small, but in this case, this is kind of big, so let's just call it the superior turbine. This actually works like this. There are 2 blades here, rotating round and round, which the wind blows in. And as I will demonstrate with this. Now have a look if you can. Whenever the wind goes in, it rotates round and round and round. Okay. That's when, so then it rotates the stick, which is located in the middle, and it helps support the entire blade. Underneath though, if you can see it properly, there are 4 magnets attached to a disc. This disc moves round and round, which moves the magnets. Underneath the magnets, there are little wires, and I rounded them 300 times 4. And this is what happens. It causes an electrical current, which causes this LED light bulb to light up. And this is very simple. Have a look and you will understand. This is really simple. The rotor turns round and round, then it attaches to 2 gears, and attaches to a toy motor, which attaches to the LED light underneath. Now, okay. How has wind power impacted the society and the environment? People now realize that our environment is dying out due to greenhouse emissions, so that's why people are beginning to get impacted by its own environment. The environment is impacting the society by making changes to itself, such as polluted waters and dark gray skies. This is why people want to change. So gladly, now Asia leads the growth in global wind power. So the impact is definitely positive. Good job, Asia. And lastly, these are my sources throughout the entire process of this tiring, summative, but